Hey folks, Troy Dooley here with this week's news and review covering the direct selling, network marketing, MLM. What do we call it? An industry, a profession, or a marketing channel? See, that's a question that's come up by a lot of us that hang out together. And here's what I think I can say. I'll steal something from Lynn Clements, who says this is an industry with a profession inside of it. I'll also take from John Fleming, the editor-in-chief over at Direct Selling News, and say it's a marketing channel. And here's what I've decided. There are a lot of companies in a lot of different industries that use the marketing channel of direct sales to build their brands and to sell their products. But the men and women that make up those independent field force that work for those great companies, to them it's a profession. And they bank their whole financial future on it, and I'm proud to serve both the companies and the distributors. We're excited this week. Usually we have a company sponsor. I don't. What I'm going to tell you is we've got some great things going on personally. My son, who I had not seen in 10 years, Josh, got all of his legal issues out from behind him. He was released from the Colorado Correctional Institute, or correctional facilities, whatever they call them, and this week he came home. First time in 10 years we've seen him, 28 years old. It's the first time Jetty, my 8-year-old, has ever seen his brother live in person, talking to him. Dalton's having a blast. Dalton went up and picked him up in Montgomery, brought him down. Mom, his sisters, everybody. We are, we love Josh to death. We're glad that he's home. Man, he's grown into a young man. So that right there in and of itself is great. Also want to announce we got some new advertising opportunities going up at MLM News Desk and the Direct Selling News Desk. We're going to talk more about those. You'll be able to go over on Monday, see what those are all about. We're excited about those. Let's get into the news this week. I think it's important. One of the great things that's happened is the Direct Selling Association, and really they sent Ann Cruz from Mary Kay to South Carolina to focus in on a bill that was being passed. And it was basically on unemployment compensation. And with Ann's work and the rest of the team over at Government Relations with the DSA, they were able to get an exemption for direct selling companies. Now you may be saying, Troy, you hang with distributors. What's this mean? Here's what it means. If your direct selling company, any company that's got a direct selling arm, had to pay unemployment compensation on their field force, you would be an employee. There'd be no such thing as an independent business owner. You would work for the company. And thank goodness this isn't happening in South Carolina. They've sent a team out to California to work with California. This is what the DSA is about. If you're a company that can afford to be a member of the DSA, you need to be. If you can't, if you decide in your heart, I can't be a member of the DSA, then you need to go join the MLM-IA. If you're a distributor, then at the very least you should be paying $50 a year, and you should join the Association of Network Marketing Professionals. But it's these associations that make up direct selling, that are there to work together. They all work in unison to protect our rights as independent business owners, and you need to be a part of it. First big piece of news this week. As I reported earlier, AMA Nation, the marketing arm for Public Power LLC, among other companies, basically stopped their network marketing. And here's kind of what happened. And I've only pieced this together. I'm still trying to reach all of the players. We're hoping at least by next week we can talk to people at Public Power, because I believe there's always two sides of the scoop. And as a former distributor, I know we can get excited when our income is cut. And basically, the company was being sold. It looked like it was going to be a great thing. And right when the contracts were basically being signed, Public Power decided they did not want to pay any residuals going forward on the past business that had been brought in by the former company under the old leadership. That means all the distributors that had busted their butt and brought all, I think, last count that I have been able to accumulate, somewhere between 300 and 500,000 customers have been brought in to this deal. It looks like, that sucked. And from what folks close to him have said, that's why Scott Turner resigned. He said, I'm not going to be a part of raping the downline. Now, I haven't met Scott. I'm really hoping to see what happens there. If he comes out of this, if he stays in that niche or does something else. We're going to follow his career a little bit. From what we gathered through the website, he was more focused on energy. He's had some success in network marketing, but the big success he's had was inside that energy sector. And I think it's good when you can balance both. You've got some leadership there. Matter of fact, on that note, The first company that we're going to dig deep into in the energy niche is a company that really hasn't officially launched, I don't think, yet, and that's Dynastar. That's the recently formed company founded by Josh Henderson, who had founded Lightyear Wireless. That's the division of Lightyear Network Solutions. It's going to be fun to talk to Josh. One of the things I've said about the energy sector is that you have to have a balance between knowing the energy market and knowing direct selling. So we're going to see who Josh has got together for his team. We're going to have a fun time. Number two that I want to cover is I watched an interesting conversation launched by Ted Knighton on Facebook. He put up that Brighart had sold his tool company. Now, I haven't been able to get an independent verification of that. We've looked for press releases, couldn't find anything. I've reached out to top players inside of Monavie that would know this. The Brighart's team, we haven't gotten any response from anybody yet. But when we do, we'll cover it. But here's what I found interesting. It wasn't the sale, although Kevin Thompson, the MLM attorney, did a phenomenal job at asking one simple question. Leave it to an attorney, right? He says, who would buy it? Brighart is the tool company. Makes a lot of sense to me, so it makes you wonder what's going to happen there. And this is something that I've talked about. I predicted it earlier because of all the rumors going around that some of the leaders were going to turn their tool company into MLM companies. They would be competing with other players. It's going to be interesting to see if the company sold, who bought it, and how that's going to affect the future. But here was the interesting thing. All of a sudden, the thread on this went wild. People hated tool companies. People love tool companies. People don't like tool companies inside the company. They'd rather have a generic independent tool company like Mike Dillard's or Ann Sieg's. And I found it just fascinating to see the different sides of this thing. So what I want to do is I want to get a broader type of sampling. I want to see what you think as our viewers. So please take a few minutes and let us know. Have tool companies run by top leaders inside your company, like Garrett McGrath's, like Orrin Woodward's, like Brighart, has that helped you grow as a person and grow your business? Or do you feel like that's been a hindrance to you, that it hasn't really helped you? Or, there's a lot of ors, I know. Or are you one of these people that say, I love generic systems. I want to use the Mike Dillard's, the Ann Sieg's, or somebody else's system. Tell us what you think, because we want you, our viewers, you the distributors that are on the field at a grassroots level, we want to know what you think. I think it'll be good. Something else, and this is a caution to company owners, to folks thinking about starting companies, and to distributors in the field. Another thread that we watched this week, it happened after I put up the AMA thing. But people started putting up links to their videos, so I started going to watch them. One video that I watched that is from a leader who is a phenomenal leader, represents an awesome energy company. It had quotes in it by billionaires, and I'm not talking about MLM billionaires. I'm talking about real billionaires, the Bill Gates, the Warren Buffetts, those type of people. But yet, when we went to research where were those quotes found, we couldn't find them. They would say at CNBC, or they'd say at Forbes, and we'd go look for that at those sites and could not find it. So I caution you not to put up quotes of famous people to push your crusade or your cause, because if you or your company comes under the scrutiny of the FTC or the SEC or any other regulatory board, state or federal, unsubstantiated quotes are going to be seen as enticements. And there's rules and regulation against trying to entice somebody to join your business. So be cautious on that one, please. Rod Cook and Lynn Clements made it public this week that Bethany College out of the Midwest, it's out of a little town in Kansas, if I'm not mistaken. First accredited college anywhere in the United States to officially have a degree in network marketing. They're going to be offering 2 courses this next year. A degree in marketing with an emphasis on network marketing, direct sales, or you'll be able to just get a certificate in network marketing. And this is great. This is beautiful. This isn't some night class where you get a few credits, but it doesn't do you anything for accreditation. This is going to be a degree, an emphasis on this. This is from the servant leadership work that they're doing. I love this. I have been asked to be a facilitator, to be a person that will help them educate people in the direct selling arena I'm humbled, first of all, that people would say, yes, we want you to do that. To me, that is great. I think this is great for everybody. My hat's off to Rod and Lynn for breaking this story. Scott Rogers, great guy. He's the CEO and co-founder of Vitel Wireless. Now, I don't know why they called it a wireless, because they offer merchant services, membership programs like AAA. They offer wireless, of course, but they offer satellite TV. They offer home alarm systems. They work with, their independent distributors actually work with local managers to market this in Home Depots and stuff like that. It's the craziest thing I've ever seen. But here's what he said. He said, Troy, I want to put an open letter out that any distributor, any company for that matter, that's in an energy niche or in telecom or anything, and they're having a struggling time, we want to welcome them in. If they're distributors, we're going to waive all of our sign-up fees. We don't want them to pay to come into our business. They've already paid once. If they're a company owner, then we want to work with them to bring them in and bring their whole organization in if we can and make this work. And I thought, you know what? We see this a lot with Longevity. We see it with Evolve. They've been doing this, but we've not seen it in the service arena. And having Scott send this letter, we're going to put it up over at the blog. Collaboration is what it's about. I see it with DSA companies. Now I'm seeing it with the smaller companies. I think it's a win-win. Number 6 that I want to cover this week, and I'm going to hurry. I'm sorry, man. There's just some great stuff going on. I was on the phone with Kerry Brown over at Limu. And I mean, we don't get to talk as much as I talk with some other leaders in companies, but we stay hand in hand. We're 8 hours difference here. He's down in Orlando. He owes me lunch. I got to get down there and see him. I didn't want to be down there this week, though. Man, they're having that Casey Anthony trial. It's crazy down there. But here's the good news. And I thought, man, this is what it's about. Andrew and Nancy Burling, some great top leaders in direct sales. I got to tell you, I don't always agree with what companies they've been with. I've sometimes scratched my head because these two are rocking people. I've studied them. I've seen their track record. But they've gone to Limu. Now, here's what I love about this. And people have said, Troy, Limu who? Listen, Limu is doing it the old-fashioned way. See, lately we've been having these binaries and these hybrid-type systems, and you have 1 or 2 master distributors, and they're coming in. Not them. They're looking for 5 frontline solid master distributors. They have 3. And Andrew and Nancy are their 3rd line. They're looking for 2 more. I'll tell you what I'll do. If you're somebody that's a master, you've got a rock solid team, your company's gone down, you're looking for something, you need some confidentiality, you're looking to do something, I'll put you in contact with Kerry. And you may say, well, Troy, why would you do that? Because I like their products, and if I do this, Kerry will send me the products. Okay, it's that plain and simple. You know, and it's not for everybody. It's not a company for everybody. This is a smaller company with a great vision. And you know what? Gary, who owns that company, has done a great job. He's brought in Kerry and his team. They used to be over at Noni. These guys are great at marketing, and that's what they're doing. They're really good. They're loyal to the distributors. We're going to be watching the company. They're a category creator. Keep your eye on them. Here's something else that I want to cover, and I'm going to let you all go. If you've not subscribed to my newsletter, you need to go to MLMnewsdesk.com. You need to subscribe. Our most current edition is going to be out this weekend. I'm going to have a lot of stuff in there that we don't cover on the news. It's a coaching. I mean, I cover some in-depth stuff. You're going to want to be on there. But one of the other things that we're doing this weekend is, for the first time in, I don't know, a couple years, we are relaunching the social marketing directory. And you want to grab a hold of that if you can. We're going to put the links up here on the blog. You're going to be able to go over and check it out. But I'm going to give to you some of the insights of why we're able to launch a mobile news app for the direct selling industry, and in 7 days have 20,000 downloads worldwide. And it become the #1 downloaded direct selling app in history, and one of the top apps out there in all of the different applications who has had that kind of a run that fast. And it's because of the social marketing that we do. And you're not going to find this through self-proclaimed gurus or anything else. I have never, ever gone to somebody inside of the network marketing or the most common people that you've heard of to do. I've gone to people that it cost hundreds of thousands of dollars, and companies like Overstock.com and Best Buy, they bring these guys in, and I've studied what these guys and gals have done, and it's helped us, and we're going to make this available to you guys. So until next week, live life like it's an epic adventure. I'll see you at the top.